Hi Aries, and welcome to your December 2023 horoscope. December is the last month of 2023. Wow, where did time go? I hope you are excited and looking forward to 2024. If you want a little bit more guidance, I do have my books open for year ahead readings. We'll sit down, you and I, and we'll have a chat about what you personally can expect in 2024. So I only have a couple more slots left open. I'll leave the booking link for you down in the description box. Overall, I think December is quite an easygoing month. A lot of the major aspects in December involve Venus. So this means that it's actually a really beautiful time to take some rest, do some beautiful things that feel rejuvenating and comforting to you. So take some time to make your surroundings beautiful, make your home cozy, take some time for yourself. And as well, of course, Venus is the planet of relationships. Take time to spend time with people that you love. On December 3rd, you have Venus in your 7th house squaring Pluto in your 11th house. Because Venus is in your 7th house and it has been there for most of November as well, it shows that you've been deriving a lot of comfort, a lot of rejuvenation through your relationships. You have spent a lot of time nurturing your relationships, and that is giving you the warmth and the comfort that you really need right now. So because Venus is at the final degrees of your 7th house, it's about to leave it. As it does that, it squares Pluto. So this day is asking you to consider any subconscious beliefs or limiting beliefs that you might have surrounding the way that people see you, the image that others have of you, and what influence that has on your relationships. On December 5th, Venus has entered your 8th house, and just as it does that, it starts to trine Saturn in your 12th house. So because Venus has now entered a new house, you're going to find that your relationships do not bring you the same comfort and loving energy that they used to, and that's all right. It's just a different season. Now your attention and where you're going to find comfort and some much needed rest is by diving into the things that we consider taboo. Perhaps you are taking a look at your money, and structuring that gives you some much needed comfort and a feeling of peace. Perhaps you dive a little bit more into getting intimate, and that brings you a sense of serenity that you haven't felt before. And because Venus is trining Saturn, you might find that you are approaching these 8th house type of activities with a sense of maturity and responsibility. Perhaps you're literally setting up a schedule, booking a time block in your calendar where you take a look at finances or where you get intimate with somebody else. So as the month goes on, Venus continues to travel through your 8th house, and on the 10th of December, it opposes Jupiter in your 2nd house. So you might be finding comfort by diving deep into these taboo topics, by merging with somebody else, being intimate with them, sharing finances with people, really letting the boundaries dissolve and becoming one with somebody else. But at the same time, there are some wonderful opportunities out there that are asking you to step out of that bubble, to get back into the real world and to put some actions into place, to actually step into the world with confidence and do what you say you're going to do. So there's a bit of a pull between wanting to stay within and all of these wonderful opportunities around you that are asking you to act in the real world. On December 13th, we have a new moon in Sagittarius in your 9th house. The sun and the moon are trining the north node in your 1st house and squaring Neptune in your 12th house. Because this new moon is in your 9th house, it's symbolizing a beginning of a new adventure, a beginning of perhaps a new learning opportunity or a new trip that you're about to begin. In order to aid you with this new beginning, you want to make sure that you're really standing tall and proud into who you are, stepping really into that 1st house and claiming the space that you need as an individual. Try not to be disillusioned with letting things go. Sometimes these things are not as dramatic as you might think they are. This might actually hold you back from taking this new beginning with open arms. And this battle between a new beginning and letting things go could continue to get stronger up until December 17th. And this is because it's on that day that the Sun square Neptune transit will become exact. As the month continues, we're going back to Venus. Venus continues to travel through your 8th house, and on the 21st of December, it opposes Uranus in your 2nd house. I told you there was going to be a lot of Venus transits this month. So with Uranus in your 2nd house, you have really been establishing your own individuality and really cementing who you are with the actions out there in the world, really proving to yourself that you are your own unique individual, separate from the help that you get from others, separate from what society has been telling you or asking you to do. But because this month you have been really finding comfort and security into relying on others. Remember, we talked earlier in the month with Venus in the 8th house that you're finding a lot of comfort with sharing things with others, sharing your money, sharing your body with others. So this day might be challenging because it might feel like these two areas are really pulling you in some different needs that you might have. And again, as I always say with these forecasts, neither is right or wrong. It's more about learning to find the balance between those two. On December 22nd, the Sun enters your 10th house. And just a couple of days later, on December 24th, it sextiles Saturn in your 12th house. So because the Sun has just entered your 10th house, you might find that the things that used to give you energy, like reading, studying, exploring the world, trying out new activities and new experiences, are no longer giving you the same energy that they used to. You might find that now you derive a lot of energy and this feeling of being alive by spending that time on your career. Because we have a nice aspect with Saturn, try to use your habits, your maturity, your good planning, responsibilities to really help you shift your energy to your career. On December 25th, Venus starts to reach the last degrees of your 8th house, and as it does that, it trines Neptune in your 12th house. But because this is a really nice aspect, it's a trine after all, you might find that all of this comfort and security you have been finding in another human being is actually bringing some new insights into your subconscious beliefs. Perhaps this whole month, by spending time with another human being and really becoming one, so to speak, that it has become apparent to you some of the limiting beliefs you might have, and that has sort of highlighted some things that you would have never come across if you were just using your logic or your mind. It's a beautiful way actually to close off Venus in your 8th house. It's like a little reward because you have fully stepped into what brings you pleasure this month. You are able to relax and to hear your inner voice to a level where you've never been able to hear it before.
Tough luck, babe. Struck out when you had about 30 chances.
On the 27th of December, we have a full moon in Cancer. So the sun is in your 10th house and the moon is in your 4th house. During this full moon, the sun is trining Jupiter in your 2nd house. Overall, this is a really positive full moon. Full moons mean that some information is being revealed to you. So you might be learning something new in regards to your inner world or in regards to how the public views you. It might feel like your emotions are pulling you to your house, are asking you to stay at home, to take care of yourself, to only worry about yourself, whereas your ego and your energy are asking you to go out there in the world and make an impact. Because your self-esteem or self-confidence has been at an all-time high recently, I would recommend using that newfound self-confidence to really help you in figuring out the balance between these two. And we close off the month on December 28th with actually 2 transits happening at the same time. So we have Mars in your 9th house squaring Neptune in your 12th house. And we also have Venus in your 8th sextiling Pluto in your 10th. So let's unpack this day. If you noticed, we haven't mentioned Mars at all, and we're already at the end of the month. So I think after all the Mars energy that we had in November, the start of the month with more of the Venus energy should feel nice. So this is really the first transit that we have with Mars in the whole month. So you've been putting a lot of your effort, a lot of your energy and actions have been oriented around 9th house activities. So learning, trying out new experiences, maybe traveling. But since about December 25th, you probably have been feeling an intuitive pull towards a more internal way of being. You've been feeling a pull to spend more time within, unpacking your minds and spending alone time. So you might feel on this day that you have to strike a balance between effort and action versus when do you surrender, draw within, and let go. So because you've spent the whole month with Venus in your 8th house, you've spent the whole month finding comfort and beauty and security in the arms of somebody else, it has allowed you to really dig deep in terms of your subconscious beliefs, especially with the way that others see you. One of the ways that others perceive us in the world out there, whether we like it or not, is whether we are somebody that's alone or whether we are in a relationship. So by allowing yourself to become dependent on somebody else this whole month, whether dependent financially or emotionally or mentally, you have started to really see crystal clear that this can be a huge part of the image that others have of you. And that can be really powerful, or that can be something that feels like a really ugly side of our humanity. If you allow yourself to acknowledge these feelings, to really feel them, I think it will help the dilemma that we talked about earlier between action versus letting go and surrendering. So overall, it's a really nice month, Aries. It's a nice month to just connect with somebody, to really be okay to be dependent on somebody else. As an Aries, I don't think you like that much, but there can be a certain power and a certain beauty to being dependent on somebody else, knowing that we need others to survive, to give us comfort, and to give us security. So don't be afraid of that this month, Aries. Again, if you want extra support for 2024 and you want to know personally what the month will bring for you, then I highly suggest booking a 2024 year ahead reading. I only have a couple of spots left. The other ones have been booked, so make sure you head to the description box to sign up for yours. Thank you for watching. Thanks for joining me. Enjoy December, and I hope to see you again soon.